Earlier this week, we talked about the DXY, the USD index, EURUSD, and the GBPUSD. That was on Monday to be precise. Today being Wednesday, 2 days after, you're going to see that the levels we mentioned are still very much valid. But what I would say is that the market has been ranging. And of course, whenever the market ranges in this manner, I usually ask myself why. And that's simply because of the news that we have for this week, right? Not too long ago, we had the news come out for the ADP non-farm employment change and services PMI. And then much later, we have also the US dollar, the Fed Chair Powell will be giving a speech. And all of this obviously is a build up to Friday, 6th of December, the last non-farm payroll of the year, right? So this should be, rather interesting. Now, what normally happens whenever we have a big news update is that the market tends to stall. And that's what we can see over here. The market tends to stall in this movement here. Today is Wednesday. Here, yesterday was Tuesday, and this was Monday. So on Monday, right, we marked out with this just one horizontal line, pinpointing these areas here that have acted as support and resistance in the past. And then look at what happened yesterday. It kept on hitting it many times, and even up till now as we speak, it's still bouncing off this level. So what can we say about this? We can say that this is a well-protected level for buying on the US dollar. And that simply means for EURUSD as an example, where we said it moves in the opposite direction, it is sell. And then you would now see the level that we mapped out and what has been happening since. As usual, looking to the left, you can see some resistance, 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 support, resistance, resistance yesterday and today. And it is still acting. You can see the trend over here, the wick over here reacting to this area, even though it poked out, meaning that it would have probably done, taking out some stop losses if you are selling stop losses at the top over here. And that's why we said it's rather a mess because of the high impact news that we have coming out. The market majorly for me has been in a range this week, right? After this down move, right, it has now been in a range. So this is what we've had so far in the market in this manner. This is what the market has been doing. We need to see a breakout of this downside, or if it's going to push higher, let it break out from here and then push higher. So far it's ranging inside here, as you can see. The same thing as well also applies to GBP USD as we discussed. I'm going to show you GBP USD. And what I'm going to also say now, guys, is that as we have high impact news a lot around the corner, what you need to do is to exercise caution, because trust me, losses are bound to happen and some don't like losses. It's part of the business. So if you don't like unnecessary losses, I'll call it unnecessary losses, then it is best for you to be on the sideline, because that is very much going to happen because of the volatility expected. And this volatility expected going up to Friday, the last non-farm payroll of the year 2024, right, is going to come with some whipsaws, some probable slippage, and so on, spread increment and the usuals. This is the same thing for the pound USD, where we mark these areas, and you can see this is actually reacting there. What we always say is, if you move to the left-hand side, always move to the left-hand side, you would see the reaction from the past, right? And that's why we also like looking at the market based on flip zones. How the market has reacted in the past is very key, very, very important. So if you don't have any good trigger to sell this GBP USD, I would just advise to leave it alone. If you don't have any good risk management as well, I would also advise to leave it alone, especially because of the volatility that we're expecting. Just a quick video to give you guys an update on what has been going on for EURUSD and GBPUSD that we talked about earlier this week. And of course, the high impact news that we have coming out later today in the next few hours. In about 3 hours from now, approximately, we should be having this news come out. And then also tomorrow we have the unemployment claims also for the USD, and then Friday. So if you want to wrap up your trading for the week today, nobody would blame you. You're being cautious. And of course, you don't want to fall victim to, the impact of the high impact news. And you can wait for the smoke to settle and then, or the dust to settle, or whatever the case might be, and then look for trading opportunities from next week, right? So, want to say thank you guys for joining as usual. Thank you for paying attention. If you learned something, let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. And of course, we'll come up with more timely updates on what's happening in the market for us to be able to take advantage of. Okay, so thank you guys and catch you same time next time. Cheers.